What if one of the biggest reasons you're feeling tired, gaining weight more easily, losing muscle, and aging faster isn't your age at all? What if the real problem is hiding on your plate? Every day, millions of Americans focus on calories. Some count carbs. Others avoid fat. But surprisingly, one nutrient keeps showing up again and again in studies about healthy aging, energy, metabolism, strength, and even longevity. Protein. Not expensive supplements, not miracle pills, not trendy detoxes, just protein. And here's the shocking part. Many adults are eating far less than their bodies actually need.
Without realizing it, they may be making it harder to maintain muscle, manage weight, support their immune system, and preserve the strength that becomes increasingly important with age. But why do some people seem energetic and strong well into their 60s and 70s, while others begin feeling old decades earlier? The answer may be simpler than you think, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why high-protein meals have become one of the most talked about strategies in modern nutrition, and how they could potentially transform the way you feel every single day. Stay with us, because one of the most surprising benefits comes near the end. And it has nothing to do with muscles. When most people hear the word protein, they think of bodybuilders, massive muscles, gym selfies, shaker bottles. But protein's story is much bigger than that. In fact, every cell in your body depends on it. Your muscles need it. Your skin needs it, your brain uses it, your immune system relies on it. Even many of the hormones and enzymes that keep you alive are built from protein. Imagine trying to build a house without bricks. That's essentially what happens when your body doesn't get enough high-quality protein. And as we age, the importance of protein becomes even greater.
Researchers have spent decades studying the habits of people who remain active, independent, and healthy later in life. Again and again, adequate protein intake appears as one of the common threads. Yet despite its importance, protein remains one of the most misunderstood nutrients in modern nutrition. Today, we're diving deep into the science, the history, the myths, and the real-world benefits of high-protein meals. And some of the discoveries may surprise you. Long before nutrition labels existed, people instinctively understood the value of protein-rich foods. Ancient hunters crossed vast landscapes pursuing animals that could feed entire communities. Coastal civilizations depended on fish. Traditional Mediterranean cultures combined seafood, lagoons, and dairy. Indigenous populations around the world developed unique diets centered around protein sources available in their environments. What they didn't know was that modern science would eventually confirm something remarkable. Protein isn't just food, it's information. Every protein molecule contains amino acids, the tiny building blocks your body uses to repair, rebuild, and maintain itself. Think of amino acids as construction workers. Every day, they repair microscopic damage. They help rebuild muscle tissue. They support immune defenses. They participate in thousands of processes happening inside you right now. And here's a fascinating fact. Your body is constantly breaking down and rebuilding proteins, even while you're sleeping, which means your need for protein never truly stops. This may explain why protein has remained a dietary cornerstone across cultures and generations.
But what modern researchers are discovering now may be even more impressive. Because protein appears to influence far more than strength alone. It may affect aging itself. And that's where our story becomes truly interesting. Let's begin with one of the most powerful benefits: maintaining muscle. Many people believe muscle loss is simply an unavoidable part of aging, but the reality is more nuanced. Starting around age 30, adults naturally begin losing muscle mass. The process is gradual, almost invisible at first. Then suddenly one day, climbing stairs feels harder. Lifting groceries becomes more challenging. Energy starts fading. Balance may decline. and daily tasks require more effort. This age-related muscle loss is one reason many experts emphasize protein intake throughout adulthood. Protein provides the raw materials muscles need for maintenance and repair. Without enough protein, rebuilding becomes more difficult. Think of it this way. Your body is constantly renovating itself. Protein supplies the construction materials. If supplies run low, repairs slow down. And over time, the difference can become noticeable. Here's the exciting part. Many studies suggest that combining adequate protein with regular physical activity may help support healthy muscle maintenance throughout life.
That doesn't mean becoming a bodybuilder. It means supporting the strength needed to live independently, stay active, and enjoy life. And that leads us directly to the next surprising benefit. Because muscles aren't the only thing protein helps protect. Your metabolism may depend on it too. Have you ever noticed how losing weight seems easier in your 20s than in your 50s? You're not imagining it. Several factors influence metabolism as we age. One of the biggest is muscle mass. Muscle tissue requires energy, even when you're resting. The more muscle you maintain, the more calories your body generally burns throughout the day. This is where protein becomes especially important. By helping support muscle maintenance, protein may indirectly help support a healthier metabolism. But that's only part of the story. Protein also has something known as a higher thermic effect of food. In simple terms, your body uses more energy digesting protein compared to some other nutrients. Imagine getting a small metabolic bonus simply because your digestive system has to work harder. Not a miracle, not magic, just biology. And that's one reason high-protein meals have become increasingly popular among people seeking sustainable weight management strategies. But the most fascinating effect may be what happens inside your brain after eating protein. Because the next benefit has the potential to change how hungry you feel throughout the day. And for millions of people, that can make all the difference. Have you ever eaten a large breakfast only to feel hungry again an hour later? Many people experience this every day. And often, the problem isn't the amount of food, it's the type of food. Certain meals can cause hunger to return surprisingly quickly. But protein tends to behave differently. Researchers have observed that protein-rich meals can help people feel fuller for longer periods compared to meals lower in protein. Why? Because protein influences several hormones involved in appetite regulation. Think of your brain as a control center. It's constantly receiving signals from your stomach. Some signals say, "I'm hungry." Others say, "I'm satisfied." Protein appears to strengthen many of those satisfaction signals. And that's important. Because one of the biggest challenges in healthy eating isn't discipline. It's hunger. When you're constantly hungry, healthy choices become much harder. But when meals keep you satisfied, everything feels easier. Suddenly, you're not fighting cravings every hour. You're simply living your day. And that alone can make a remarkable difference. But fullness isn't the only thing protein affects. What happens inside your brain after a protein-rich meal might surprise you even more. Most people associate protein with muscles. Very few associated with memory, focus, mental clarity. And yet, your brain relies heavily on amino acids. These amino acids help your body create neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that allow brain cells to communicate. Without these messengers, everything becomes more difficult. Concentration, motivation, learning, even mood. Imagine trying to run the world's most advanced computer while constantly removing parts from its circuitry. That's not far from what happens when the body lacks essential nutrients. Many people describe feeling more mentally steady when their meals contain sufficient protein. Less of the mid-afternoon crash, less mental fog, more sustained energy.
Of course, protein isn't a magic solution, but it is one of the important pieces of the puzzle. And here's something fascinating. The brain and body are deeply connected. What benefits one often benefits the other, which brings us to another major area where protein may play a valuable role: blood sugar balance. Picture this. You eat a large sugary snack, energy spikes, everything feels great. Then suddenly, the crash arrives. Fatigue, brain fog, cravings. Sound familiar? Many Americans experience this cycle every day. One reason is that certain foods are digested extremely quickly.
Protein, however, generally slows digestion when included as part of a balanced meal. This slower digestion can help create a steadier release of energy. Instead of a sharp roller coaster, you get a smoother ride. Many nutrition experts encourage combining carbohydrates with protein for precisely this reason. Think grilled chicken with rice, Greek yogurt with berries, eggs with whole grain toast. Balanced combinations often help create a more satisfying eating experience. And over time, those small daily choices can add up. But what if protein could help something even more important? Your heart. Let's explore that next. Heart disease remains one of the biggest health concerns in America. That's why people are constantly searching for ways to support cardiovascular wellness. Protein can be part of that conversation, especially when it comes from nutrient-rich sources. Fish, beans, lentils, Greek yogurt, lean poultry, nuts and seeds. These foods often provide more than protein alone. They may also deliver vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and other beneficial compounds. The real lesson here isn't simply eat more protein. It's choosing protein-rich foods that contribute to an overall healthy lifestyle. Because health rarely comes from one single food. It comes from patterns, daily habits.
Consistent choices. And speaking of consistency, there's another benefit many people notice first: energy. Not the jittery kind from caffeine, the deeper, more stable kind. Imagine waking up energized, staying productive through the afternoon, and still having enough energy left for family, hobbies, or exercise. For many people, that sounds impossible. But often, energy isn't about doing more. It's about fueling better. Protein contributes to countless processes involved in maintaining normal body function. And because it can help promote satiety and support balanced meals, many people report feeling more consistent throughout the day. Less crashing, less grazing.
Less searching for another cup of coffee. And while protein won't eliminate fatigue caused by poor sleep or chronic stress, it may help provide a stronger nutritional foundation. Think of your body like a car. You can have the best engine in the world, but if you're constantly using low-quality fuel, performance suffers. The same principle applies to us. And what we're about to discuss next may be one of protein's most underrated benefits. Because hidden inside your body is an army working around the clock to protect you, your immune system, and protein helps build it.
Right now, alayhi salam, you're watching this video. Your immune system is working. Silently. Constantly. Without applause. Without recognition. Every second, it identifies potential threats, repairs damage, and helps keep your body functioning, alayhi salam should. But here's something many people don't realize. Proteins are involved in building important components of the immune system. Without adequate nutrition, the body's ability to maintain these systems may become less efficient. Think of your immune system like an army. Every army needs supplies, equipment, communication systems. Protein helps provide many of the raw materials needed for those operations.
That's why nutrition experts consistently emphasize balanced diets rich in essential nutrients, including protein. And here's an interesting question. What if one of the reasons some people seem to age more gracefully than others isn't just genetics? What if their daily nutrition choices are quietly influencing the process?
let's talk about aging, because this next section may completely change how you think about protein. When most people hear the phrase anti-aging, they imagine expensive creams, supplements, or cosmetic procedures. But many longevity researchers focus on something far simpler: maintaining physical function. Because aging isn't just about how you look. It's about how well you live. Can you walk comfortably, carry groceries, travel, play with your grandchildren, stay independent? One of the strongest predictors of healthy aging is maintaining muscle and strength as we grow older. And protein plays a key role in supporting those goals. This doesn't mean eating endless amounts of protein. Balance matters. But it does highlight why nutrition experts often encourage older adults to pay close attention to protein intake. Here's the fascinating part. Many people spend years trying to look younger while overlooking habits that may help them stay stronger. And strength often creates freedom. Freedom to move.
Freedom to explore. Freedom to enjoy life. But there's another place where protein's influence becomes visible. And you see it every time you look in the mirror. Your skin. Your skin is the largest organ in your body. And, like every other tissue, it relies on nutrients. One of the major structural proteins found in skin is collagen. Collagen helps provide strength and support. As we age, natural collagen production declines. That's completely normal. No food can stop aging. But providing your body with adequate nutrition gives it the resources needed to maintain and repair tissues. Protein supplies amino acids. Those amino acids contribute to countless rebuilding processes throughout the body, including the skin. Many people focus entirely on what they apply to their skin: lotions, creams, serums.
Yet healthy skin also begins from within. And speaking of things happening inside the body, there's another area many people overlook: digestion. When people think about digestive health, protein rarely gets the spotlight. Fiber usually steals the show. And for good reason. Fiber is incredibly important. But protein-rich foods can also play a valuable role in a balanced digestive strategy, especially when protein comes from whole food sources: beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, Greek yogurt. Many of these foods contain additional nutrients that support overall wellness. The key is balance. Too much of anything can create problems. But combining protein with fiber-rich foods may help create meals that are satisfying, nourishing, and easier to stick with long-term. And here's something worth remembering. The healthiest diet isn't the one you follow for 2 weeks. It's the one you can follow for years. Consistency beats perfection every time. Now, let's explore a benefit that surprises many people: sleep. What does protein have to do with sleep? More than many people realize. During sleep, your body enters one of its most important recovery periods. Repair processes accelerate. Hormonal activity changes. Muscles recover. Tissues rebuild. It's almost like your body's overnight maintenance shift. And that maintenance requires raw materials, including amino acids. Some protein-containing foods also provide nutrients associated with relaxation and recovery. Of course, sleep quality depends on many factors: stress, light exposure, exercise, sleep habits. But nutrition remains one important piece of the equation. And when several healthy habits work together, the results can be surprisingly powerful. Now here's where things get really interesting. Because researchers studying longevity around the world have noticed something remarkable. In some of the world's healthiest populations, researchers often observe common themes: strong social connections, regular movement, purpose, whole foods, and balanced nutrition. No single food creates longevity. No secret ingredient guarantees a long life. But many long-lived populations consume adequate amounts of protein from a variety of sources as part of overall healthy dietary patterns. That's the important lesson. Longevity isn't built by one miracle food.
It's built by thousands of small decisions repeated over years, maybe decades. And in a world obsessed with quick fixes, that message is surprisingly refreshing. But before you rush to fill your plate with protein, there are several myths that need to be addressed. Because some of the most common beliefs about protein are simply wrong, and one mistake, in particular, may be preventing millions of people from getting the full benefits. The internet is full of nutrition advice, some helpful, some confusing, and some completely misleading. So let's clear up a few of the biggest myths surrounding protein. Myth number 1, protein is only for bodybuilders. This is perhaps the most common misconception. Protein isn't a niche nutrient. It's a basic requirement for human health. Whether you're a teacher, a parent, a retiree, or an athlete, your body uses protein every single day. Myth number 2, more protein is always better. Not necessarily. Nutrition is about balance. Extremely high intakes aren't automatically healthier. The goal isn't excess. The goal is adequacy, enough to support your body's needs. Myth number 3, you can only get protein from meat. Absolutely not. Many foods contain protein. Beans, lentils, Greek yogurt, eggs, fish, nuts, seeds, tofu, and many others. A variety of protein sources can fit into a healthy lifestyle. Myth number 4, protein causes instant weight loss. Protein isn't magic. No food melts fat overnight. However, protein-rich meals may help support fullness and healthy eating habits, which can be useful for long-term weight management. Myth number 5, skipping protein doesn't matter. It may matter more than people realize. Consistently low protein intake could make it harder for the body to maintain muscle and perform normal repair processes. And here's the interesting thing. Most problems don't appear overnight. They build slowly, quietly, over years. Which is why daily habits matter so much. And speaking of habits, let's talk about the mistakes many people make.
Mistake number 1. Eating most protein only at dinner. Many people consume very little protein at breakfast, a little at lunch, then a huge amount at dinner. Some nutrition experts suggest distributing protein more evenly throughout the day. Mistake number 2. Ignoring protein at breakfast. A breakfast dominated by refined carbohydrates may leave some people feeling hungry much sooner. Adding protein may help create a more satisfying meal. Mistake number 3. Relying entirely on processed foods. Protein bars and shakes can be convenient, but whole food sources often provide additional nutrients that supplements simply can't match. Mistake number 4.
Forgetting about variety. Different protein sources provide different nutrient profiles. Variety often creates a stronger nutritional foundation. Mistake number 5. Expecting instant results. Health rarely changes overnight. The body responds to consistency. Weeks, months, years, not days. And that brings us to one of the most frequently asked questions. When is the best time to eat protein? The answer might surprise you. There isn't one perfect time that works for everyone, but there are several moments where protein may be especially valuable. Morning. Starting the day with protein may help promote fullness and support stable energy. After physical activity. Protein provides amino acids that support normal muscle repair and recovery. Throughout the day. Many experts recommend spreading protein intake across multiple meals instead of concentrating it all at once. Think consistency, not perfection. The best eating pattern is often the one you can maintain comfortably. Now let's explore some of the most powerful protein combinations you can start using immediately. If you want simple ideas,
Here are some excellent combinations: Greek yogurt and berries, eggs with vegetables, salmon and roasted vegetables, chicken with quinoa, beans and brown rice, cottage cheese and fruit, lentil soup with mixed vegetables. These meals combine protein with other valuable nutrients. They're practical, accessible, and easy to adapt to your preferences. But facts and science are only part of the story. Sometimes the most powerful lessons come from real people. Let's look at a few examples.
Consider Susan, a 58-year-old office manager. She often felt exhausted by mid-afternoon. By preparing simple, protein-rich meals ahead of time, he found it easier to avoid constant snacking and stay on track with his health goals. Different people, different lifestyles, one common lesson. Small changes can create meaningful results when repeated consistently. And now, we arrive at the most important message of this entire video. Your future health is being built today. Not next year, not someday, today. With every meal, every choice, every habit. The truth is, most people spend years searching for complicated answers. The newest supplement, the latest trend, the next miracle solution.
Meanwhile, some of the most powerful health strategies have been sitting on their plates all along. High-protein meals won't make you immortal. They won't erase aging, and they won't solve every health challenge. But they may help support something incredibly valuable: strength, energy, resilience, the ability to keep doing the things you love. Because healthy aging isn't really about adding years to life. It's about adding life to your years. It's about waking up with purpose, moving with confidence, sharing moments with the people who matter most, and giving your body the support it deserves. So the next time you sit down for a meal, take a moment, look at your plate. Ask yourself one simple question: am I giving my body what it needs to thrive? Because the choices you make today may become the quality of life you experience tomorrow. Thank you for watching. If you found this video valuable, consider subscribing and joining us for more evidence-informed health insights, nutrition discoveries, and practical wellness strategies designed to help you live stronger, healthier, and longer. And remember, your health journey doesn't begin someday. It begins with the very next choice you make. See you in the next video.